Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Game From Scratch, and if you watched yesterday's video about the humble sale on software, I said that the Steam sale is coming up anytime now. Well, anytime now happens to be today. So what we're going to look at today is things in the Steam summer sale that are of interest to game developers. I've done this for the last 4 or 5 years. I'll probably do it for the next 4 or 5 years, but I'm noticing there is a very big consistency here. In fact, I took the 2018 guide as a starting point, copied and pasted, and I found that probably 75% of sales are actually the exact same sale. A few things had a version number bump, a few things are up and down like 15 to 20% in sale price, but for the most part, this sale is starting to stay pretty consistent. But without further ado, let us jump in. Now, you'll notice on this page, and I will of course link this down below, we got a list of all of the things we're going to be covering here. If I have done an in-depth video or tutorial or anything on that topic, there will be a Learn More link. Obviously, each one of these links is a link to Steam Store. And another thing to keep in mind is every year Steam Summer Sale, Steam itself runs like an absolute dog. So if you get timeouts or errors or 502s or 500s or 404s, hey, it's Steam. Get used to it. I don't know how they can anticipate that there's going to be a big rush every time there's a summer sale, but happens every year. So anyways, let us jump in and take a look at no particular order for the software that's on sale. First up, we've got ProMotion NG. It's a pixel art, animation, and painting package. It is currently 50% off. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on each video. Like I said, there is a Learn More link for half of these that I have covered, and there's just so many in this list that it's going to be a very long video if I go into a lot of depth. Next up, we have CopperCube 5. Now, I got to keep in mind, CopperCube 6 is out now, and it's also free to start with. But if you want to pick up last version, it is 87% off. Next up, we have CopperCube 6. Now, this is the most current version. I have a full tutorial series on this one on Dev Game if you want to learn how to use CopperCube. It's one of those codeless 3D game engines, but you can jump in and create some JavaScript code. It's actually pretty powerful with what you can do. And as you can see here, it is 65% off. Now, one of the things you may notice is this is all region-based. So I'm in Canada. You're seeing Canadian pricing. Generally, American pricing is about 25 to 30% cheaper than what you see. So that's about the currency translation. Silo 2 is on sale here as it is over on Humble. You can see here it is 35% off. I loved Silo. It kind of spent a lot of time being well, ignored, but they started development of it again. I don't know if it's too late, but if you are looking for a subdivision surface modeler that fits you, Silo might be a good fit. Next up, we got Mind Texture 2. I did a hands-on with this one. It is a normal map generation tool for game developers. A lot of times you just kind of send it an image. It can generate normal maps for you. You can see this one is currently 50% off. Next up, we have Basic 8. This is a fantasy console like Pico 8 and similar things. It is currently 50% off as well. Next up, we have Artform Curvy 3D 3.0 is an innovative sculpting program for Windows. Actually, the rating here is mostly positive, which is weird because earlier when I saw it, it seemed to be a lot worse. No experience with this one personally, but it is currently 80% off. Shaderon, I actually covered this one for last year's Steam sale hands-on with it because there was a lot of interest in it. It's an interactive shader design program, so basically you can write shaders. The shader coder has some assistance for you on making the shaders work for you, and then you can preview the results in real time. It's for creating artwork basically using shaders, but you can use this as an introduction to GLSL shaders if that is your thing. It is currently 30% off. Next up, we have Smile Game Builder. It's no programming required, kind of game maker-ish feeling. Not game maker, RPG maker kind of feel. This one is 70% off. I did a hands-on video of it, so if you want to check out more, do check that Learn More link. It's an interesting project, especially if you're looking for something like a 3D RPG making type program. This might be what you're looking for. Speaking of RPG Maker, Dedica Games, who make RPG Maker and so much more, everything is basically on sale, 50 to 75% off, including all their asset packs and everything. So if you've been looking to get RPG Maker or Visual Novel Maker or DLC for any of these, or 1,001 generic Japanese style games, well, they have 719 items, and quite a few of them are on sale. So we got 647 items of their 719 catalog on sale. But the big one most people are interested in is the various versions of RPG Maker or Visual Novel Maker, and those are all on sale. Next up, we have Pixel Game Maker MV. I did 2 in-depth videos on this one. The first one was like a hands-on when it was first launched, and then a couple of weeks later I did a should you buy this? My resounding answer was no, you should not buy this, but if for some reason you want to ignore my advice, you can get it for 25% off. I wouldn't, but you can. Next up, we have DP Animation Maker. This is bringing your images to life, create living, breathing worlds from your still images with just a few clicks. Zero experience for this guy, 20% off there. Artisy Draft 3, I did a look at Artisy Draft 2. So I'm not really sure what's changed for the 3 version, but this is kind of a unique program. It's also on sale over on the Humble Bundle. I'm not sure which sale is better. This particular sale is 30% off. If you're interested, there is a 14-day trial available. This one is for designers. If you're doing workflow or dialogue trees or inventories for your game, that kind of stuff, it's kind of like let's say Microsoft Project and Microsoft Visio had a baby and were made for game development. That's Artisty Draft. It's also got some exporters for various different game engines, including Unity. We've got, and I got to put this one in there because every year I get told, hey, what about Blender? Yep, Blender is here. It is 100% off, or it is 1,000% off, or it is 100,000% off because it's open source and free all the time. But it's on Steam, and I figured I might as well showcase it. And if I mentioned Blender, but did not mention the Godot engine, which is also 1 billion% off during this sale, I would be, pointed out in the comments down below. So both of those are not on sale or on the best sale you've ever seen in your life. So if you're interested in either, they're both available on Steam. Next up, we have Sprite Pile. This is for creating sprite stacks quickly and easily. Now, I did a video on something like Sprite Pile, but it wasn't Sprite Pile. It's an interesting program. We're looking at 20% off here. Next up, we have Juice Effects. This is for adding animations to your sprite to look more juicy. Add animations with a single click using presets or create your own from scratch. Now, this one is currently 35% off. I'm actually kind of interested in checking it out. I may pick this one up. Also, if there's something here that I haven't done a learn more on and you're really interested in it, seeing it before the sale is over, let me know. I may pick it up. I may not. No promises. But if there's something you're really interested in, do let me know. This is one of the ones that I don't have that has kind of jumped to my attention. Next up, we have Verto Studio VR. This is a 3D modeling studio designed to run entirely in VR. You can import FBX, OBJ, and DAE files, and then you kind of do your 3D modeling stuff in VR, and you can export them back out. This is for, which headsets? Where we see? Vive Rift. So the two biggies anyways. And then we got Rhythmic Studio. Now I mentioned Rhythmic, it's also in the Humble sale. It is really confusing. There are a number of different versions. If you check out the comments in the Humble section, one reader was very in-depth in explaining which version you want to get and which one is the old version that is kind of a scam that is still for sale. And I think you want to get Rhythmic Studio and stay away from Ultimate. Because one includes everything that the other one doesn't or whatever. But do be careful before you buy Rhythmic in any capacity, because there is a catch there. Like I said, in the comments for the Humble sale, where Rhythmic is also on sale, someone went into more depth about what each individual bundle is all about. So do be aware, there's you can buy the wrong thing in this particular case anyways. So next up, we have Vegas Pro 15 Edit Steam Edition. Vegas Pro is used to be Sony Vegas Pro or Sony Pro, and now it's Magix that make Vegas Pro. It's solid. Apparently, there's a crash problem that some people are reporting with it, and I've also seen this for sale many times. It's been on twice now on Humble bundles for like basically a third of this price. So if you're not desperate for it right now, stay tuned. It's going to probably come back to Humble again for like 20 or 30 bucks and include things like Audio Studio as well. If you're interested, also Audio Studio is also for sale. That's kind of like a commercial version of, oh, my brain is failing me. Audacity. So if you've gotten love Audacity already, you probably don't need Audio Studio 12. And of course, we have all of the algorithmic stuff is on sale. Now, you're going to see down here the reviews are mixed. Now, that's not really fair to Substance Painter and Substance Designer. Those are both excellent programs. It's just that they were bought by Adobe and nobody is happy about that. So that's why the reviews are down. But in terms of creating PBR workflow textures, Substance Painter is still the best option out there. Now, who knows how much longer you're going to be able to buy it like this now that Adobe is out there. Who knows when it's going to be taken off Steam. So that's either a plus or a minus. Like either grab it now because it's on sale or just stay the hell away because it's owned by Adobe and you know it's going to be part of the Creative Cloud in the future. So you're probably not going to get updates. I don't know how that's going to go. You'll also notice there's a bundle here where you get bitmap to material, which is automatically creating textures from a single texture source. Then we've got Substance Painter and Substance Designer. Substance Designer, which we will see right here. Substance B2M3. Okay, so this is for using an image to create things like normal maps. And then Substance Designer here, this is for creating PBR or physically based rendering materials. Now, these used to both have like unbelievably good reviews. They're basically getting reviewed bombed because of the Adobe purchase, and that is a legit issue. But if you're looking to create real world style PBR materials, Substance Designer is a very unique program in that aspect. Next up, we have Marvelous Designer 8 for Steam. Now, this one is a really unique program. It's for creating cloth and cloth simulations. So if you need to make clothing for your 3D models, this one is definitely one to check out. Everybody I know that has used it has raved about it, but it is not a cheap purchase by any means. But it is 30% off. So in this particular case, that's $130 Canadian you're saving because of the sale, but it's still a $300 piece of software. Next up, we have Game Maker Studio 2 desktop. This one it's going to be 20% off. It's always 20% off. There you go. It's 20% off. And then they got their various different exporters, such as, let's see them all, web, UWP, and mobile, also for sale for 20% off. Marmoset Hexels 3. I love Hexels. It's an awesome kind of unique perspective painting application. It is currently 50% off. So is Toolbag 3. This is a real-time rendering suite. And it is 30% off. You'll see this one's a fair bit more expensive than Hexels, however. Next up, we have Spriter Pro. This one is 40% off. Keep in mind, Spriter Pro 2, I think I said this last year, and I think I might have said it the year before, and the year before that. Spriter Pro 2 is coming soon, in theory, but Spriter Pro is bone-based animation software like Spine or Creature or Dragon Bones. This one is currently 40% off. Next up, FaceRig. This one is there's two versions. One of this is for like having video chats with your friends using an avatar. And then there's a more professional version for doing facial capture rigs using a web camera. It is on sale at 50% off. Now, a number of people pointed this out to me. It is also in the Humble Bundle sale, the Humble Software sale. And it was in a Humble Bundle for streaming that either ended today or ends today. So if you're watching this video right now as I release it, check out Humble Bundle's streaming bundle to see if it is still live. And if it is, you can get FaceRig as part of that bundle as well. Next up, we have a Sprite or a Sprite. There seems to be a little bit of contention over which of which. A Sprite and a Sprite seem to be the two names that come to the top. It is 25% off. It's also on the Humble sale for about the same price. The Humble sales all give you Steam keys, so it's two ways of going about buying the same thing if you're interested. This is probably the most popular, I think, to say, pixel art tool out there for sprites and animation. We got Game Guru. This is a kind of a no-code game engine. I did a hands-on with it, so if you want to see it a bit more in-depth, it's a full level editor and coding environment for creating games without requiring any... this is also the bane of many asset flips that are out there, but can't blame the engine for that. It is currently 70% off. Again, I did a hands-on with it if you want to learn more. From the same company, and here we have a side effect of the Steam sale. Come on, reload. All right. Oh, no, not from the same company. Oh, I missed this one. App Game Kit Classic, it is now called, is also on sale. I think for like 75% off, by the way. It's a 2D game engine from the same company. I don't have the link up, or it's going to show up in a little bit. But ClickTeam Fusion is also on sale. ClickTeam Fusion 3 is coming soon. This is 2.5 we are dealing with. And the sale is 25%, which, to be honest, isn't that good. I've seen this guy up to 75% off in the past. I've also seen it in Humble Bundles. So you can get it a whole lot cheaper than this. And ClickTeam Fusion 3 is coming soon. It's an interesting 2D game engine that doesn't really require you to do any coding. It's also getting a little long in the tooth. And again, I've seen sales so much better than this, but if you really want to get it, yeah, 25%. You can't sniff at that. Next up, we've got Cubicle Voxel Editor. That is exactly what it sounds like. It is a 3D voxel editing software with mixed reviews, and it is currently 25% off, or 25% off for the indie version. I don't know the difference between basic and indie right now. And to be honest, with the existence of Magic of Voxel out there, I don't care enough to research more. But if you're interested, it's out there. The Leadwork game engine, this is version 4, I believe, is out there. Yeah, so it's 4.6 that we're dealing with here. It is currently 80% off. Now, another thing to realize is they're currently in beta for Leadworks Game Engine 5. This is more of an indie-focused C++-based game engine with a full, kind of old-school level editing experience. Next up, we have another page that failed to load. Let's see if Steam can handle it this time. There we go. This is 001 Game Creator. It is a graphically assisted scripting engine for beginners and advanced users alike. It's for prototyping ideas and similar. To be honest, I've never actually used it. Probably should one of these days. It's got a fairly good reviews, and coincidentally, it is 60% off. They've also got a ton of stuff to go with it. And that's it. That is the 2019 Steam Summer Sale, although I do have a feeling that there is one piece of software that's missing. Let me just do a quick check. 3D Coat Steam. This is always on sale at this time of year too, but I didn't see it in the list this time. But by the way, their whole website is failing. Yeah, it is. Okay, so 3D Coat, oh, it's called Amateur now. They've got a cheaper version. Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to check that out. So I'm going to have to go back and check that out. So 20% off or 20% off Professional. It is on sale every year. It also goes on sale for a slightly better deal, by the way, during Black Friday, which I also cover. This is a 3D modeling, painting, sculpting application, and it's got its rabid fan bases. I will definitely give it that. It looks like a very cool package, but I haven't had a lot of experience with 3D Coat, to be honest. It's one of those things I do need to check out. It's in that commercial space, but you see, you know, Blender is free, but then you kind of get into the next level stuff. So like you got Silo at about $100, and then it goes up to like Modo for like $1,300, Lightwave for about $1,000 to $1,300. And you got Cinema 4D for $2 or $3 grand. Then you've got the various Autodesk programs for $4 or $5 grand. So that $300 or $400 price tag, as far as professional 3D stuff goes, isn't too bad. Compared to Blender, it's expensive, but compared to everything else, 3D Coat is an absolute bargain. And like I said, it's on sale here, and it's on sale on Black Friday again. A lot of the software will be on sale again on Black Friday, and a lot of the sales we are seeing today, they will come again and again and again. And again, like I said, when I looked compared the 2018 version to 2019 version, about 80% of the sales were still there, and the sale prices were about the same consistently too. So don't feel too much pressure to buy anything here, because you will see these sales come around again, and I will cover them. So if any of this stuff shows up on Humble, I will be covering it. Black Friday, I will be covering it. Winter sale, hey, I will be covering it. So don't worry, I got you covered. All right, that's it. That is the Steam Summer Sale of 2019. Anything in there that really interests you, let me know. And like I said, if there's something there that you really want me to check out, I'll give it a shot. Can't make a lot of promises. At the beginning of summer, my hours are getting a little iffy. But if I get the time and I can afford it, I will, check it out, put a review up, let you guys know what it's like. That's it. All right. Talk to you all later. Goodbye.